Now to the Trump presidency and the first joint press conference of the year. President Trump standing alongside the visiting Prime Minister of Norway, once again calling the Russia investigation a hoax and changing his tune on whether he'll talk to investigators from the special counsel's office.
There's been no collusion. There's been no crime.
There's no collusion whatsoever.
And there is no collusion.
As far as the president's concerned, it's case closed. But there are still 3 active investigations looking into whether the Trump campaign colluded with the Russians. And Wednesday, Mr. Trump backtracked on whether he'd agree to an interview with special counsel Robert Mueller. In June, he said he was 100% willing, but now...
when they have no collusion and nobody's found any collusion at any level, it seems unlikely that you'd even have an interview.
On Twitter, the president, for the first time, called on Republicans to, quote, finally take control of the Russia investigation that he said was making the country a laughingstock.
They've had this phony cloud over this administration, over our government, and it has hurt our government. It does hurt our government. It's a Democrat hoax.
But in fact, Republicans are in control of Russia investigations in the House and Senate. Meantime, Wednesday, still no deal on DACA. Lawmakers are negotiating the details of a plan to protect the so-called dreamers, those who were brought to the U.S. illegally when they were kids. Protesters marching outside the Coral Gables office of Senator Bill Nelson, who's pushing for a DACA deal to be reached. The protesters upset Nelson isn't pushing harder. Neri Lopez is a junior at Florida International University. She is living in legal limbo. She's one of an estimated 20,000 dreamers here in Florida.
My permit expires in a year, and I only have about 3 semesters left, and I don't know if I'll be able to graduate on time if something happens and I lose my status.
The president and many of his fellow Republicans want money for a border wall in return for any DACA deal. South Florida Congressman Carlos Curbelo telling CBS 4 News he does not support that.
No, we should not use the dreamers or use this as a pretext to waste billions upon billions of dollars for this concept of.
The DREAM Act is set to expire in March, but a federal judge has given lawmakers some more time to work on an agreement, blocking the president's repeal of the DREAM Act from taking place while legal challenges make their way through the courts.